Okay guys, welcome to another bonus episode for SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. Now this one's going to be covering basically entrances and winning animations, I suppose. So there's a few cool things to talk about with this. So when I was doing this video, I just want to say this video took way longer to do because I did something a little different for this. So if we go to our Patriot Entrance real quick and then just pick somebody here. So you'll notice in this game, the preset entrances are labeled as edit, and there's only 5 of them. So I figured since there's not that many like preset entrances, I would actually like get the corresponding model for that. Like for example, edit 1's Matt Hardy. So I use Matt Hardy's SVR07 model and stuff like that. So I thought that'd be a little bit more unique, but not too much to talk about this video. I'm just gonna be showing off the edit entrances, and then there's these other entrances that are like, you know, like aerobics, bodybuilder, normal, stuff like that. Just a couple things I want to talk about with this though is this one, fan favorite. Internally in the game files, it's labeled as extreme face. Normal 1 is labeled as general. Normal 2 is labeled as generic female. And rule breaker is labeled as extreme heel in the files. I just thought that was interesting to talk about. So I guess with that being said, let's get into it here. We're going to start with the edit entrances, and then we're going to do these like other entrances. That's going to be the first section of this video.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Cameron, North Carolina, weighing in at 225 pounds, Matt Hardy.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring,
from New York City, weighing in at 235 pounds, Dudley.
Okay, interjecting here to talk about edit number 3, which is Maven's entrance. So for this demonstration, I'm using Maven's model from the July prototype. So if you're not aware, Maven was supposed to be in this game. When you restore his slot, actually, it's already alphabetized and everything. You can he had a render too, which is from the July beta. So Maven's mostly complete here. You just gotta re-add his model and his render. Otherwise, his entrance is already assigned. And there you go. I took it a step further and assigned a converted to Titantron too. So here you go. Here's Maven's entrance.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Charlottesville, Virginia, weighing 210 pounds, Maven.
Okay, so just want to interject real quick here. So edit number 4 is Miss Jackie. So it's actually labeled internally as Miss Jackie in the files. And if you don't know, she was actually supposed to be in this game. You can the evidence for that is early advertisements showed her, like, not her model, but like actual pictures of her like in real life. And according to Scott J, he has a build with the model on there. So unfortunately, that build is not public, nor has he released a mod with that model on there. So I'm using a creator wrestler for the demonstration here, but hopefully in the future that model, and if it has a render too, that'd be great, gets released. So here we go. Here's Miss Jackie's entrance.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Dallas, Texas, the immovable object.
Okay, guys, so another cut here. So we're going to be on edit number 5, which is Brock Lesnar, right? So one thing I want to point out about Brock Lesnar is his character slot is still pretty much complete. So if you didn't know, Brock Lesnar was scheduled to be in this game. So if you restore his slot, he'll actually be already alphabetized. The only thing they deleted on his slot was his name. The moveset is still there. The stats are still there. The model is obviously deleted. Now, according to, I believe, Scott J, he has a build where he still has the Brock Lesnar. Unfortunately, that build is not public, nor has he released a mod that has that. So what I'm doing for this video is I just ported over his Here Comes the Pain model. So we're just going to be using that for this demonstration here. So I also want to show he has a menu pose that's still assigned. So if we select Brock Lesnar here and go in, you can see his menu pose is still on his slot. There you go. It's pretty cool. He's pretty much complete. All we need is just the model to plug him back in and the Titantron. That's all you got to do. And those are very simple. If that model gets publicly available, that would be great. He could be ported over. I want to see if he has a render. We know we've seen his render for the original SmackDown versus Raw. So even if that model becomes public, we can move that over and look pretty good. Obviously, the Here Comes the Pain one looks a little weird in this game, but I figured I'd use that, or I could have used the Creator Wrestler too. But I just figured I'd go the extra mile and put his Here Comes the Pain model in. But here we go. We'll check out Brock Lesnar's entrance.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring,
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring,
the following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring,
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring,
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring,
the following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring,
the following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring,
Okay guys, so we're on the PSP version of SVR06 because actually, if you didn't know, two of the entrances on this version are actually slightly different than their PS2 counterparts. So that's going to be Chris Jericho and Chris Masters. Now the only difference is the Titantron does not go full screen for them. So you know, like when Jericho, it's counting down, like it goes full screen in the game. Chris Masters, like I believe at the beginning it goes full screen for like the statue and all that stuff. Well, it does not do that in the PSP version. Now the reason I believe this is the case is because the PSP version is in widescreen, right? But those Titantron files are in 4:3 aspect ratio, so they probably figured it would look very strange to have it go full screen because it wouldn't actually be covering the full screen. Now, if you also notice here, if you go to your Patriot Entrance, I'm just gonna pick somebody, I guess Batista. Normally, if you go to screen effect, there's one in here that's like Titantron, so you can have it go full screen in your advanced entrance editor. That is not in the PSP version at all. So that kind of pushes my theory a little bit more of why they took that out. And also another thing to talk about is these PSP entrances are still in the PS2 file, so they already had them in the PS2 version. So I was kind of debating in my head, do I record it on the PS2 version? Because you don't have to move them over, they're already in the PS2 files. Or do I record it in the PSP version? And I guess I went with the PSP because that's the platform they were intended to be used for. Also, one other thing I want to point out here before I let these entrances roll is, again, it's the exact same motion, just the full screen Titantron is not there, so like it will cut to the crowd or like it will cut somewhere else. And also, since I'm recording on emulator, there's kind of some weird issues with like flickering or like the crowd disappearing, so I tried to get it as best as I could, but you might see like some slight cuts of like me like adjusting it. I don't know, it might look weird, but I just wanted to point that out. So here we go, Chris Masters and Chris Jericho PSP entrances.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Manhattan, New York, weighing in at 231 pounds, Chris
contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Los Angeles, California, weighing 275 pounds, the Masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Okay, so this next entrance is a little weird, and honestly, I was really debating if I should even include this because it's basically a copy of The Rock's entrance in the game files. It seems nearly identical. I'm talking strictly comparing files. There are some slight differences, but I believe the animation is the exact same. I didn't see any differences like in-game I'm talking about, just analyzing the files. There were some slight differences, so what the purpose of this is, I have no idea. If there's a difference I'm not noticing, let me know, but here we go. This is the alternate copy of The Rock's entrance, I guess.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Miami, Florida, weighing 260 pounds, The Rock.
Okay, so this next entrance is going to be, I suppose, the only title entrance in the game. This is John Cena's championship entrance, so it's pretty cool. If you never noticed, when John Cena is the champion, the WWE champion, the spinner belt in this game, when he comes out, he'll actually like spin it. Like you'll see his arm go down and spin the centerpiece. It's pretty cool. So I guess it's really the only championship or the champion motion in this game. So it's pretty cool. I figured I'd include it.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from West Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 248 pounds, John Cena.
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining now. You can't see me, my time is now. In case you forgot or fell off, I'm still hot, knock your shell off. My money stacked fat, plus I can't turn the swell off. A franchise doing big business, all of this is automatic. I win it, so you hear those horns, you finish. A soldier, and I stay under you fighting. Plus I'm storming on you chumps like I'm thunder and lightning. Ain't no way you breaking me, kid. I'm hard as nails. Plus I keep it on lock like I'm part of the jail.
Okay, so next section is going to be your stable entrances. So there's tag team and trio. Not too much to talk about this. One thing I did notice is, I on some of the guides online, this is something I should have mentioned in the intro. Some of the guides online, like when I was looking this up to refresh my memory, they're wrong. So like a lot of the guides online say like edit number 3, the single entrance, is Lance Cave, when that's clearly not. That's Maven's entrance. Well, that's another misconception. I remember when I was covering that prototype, some people thought that Maven entrance is not in retail. That's not true. That Maven entrance is still in the retail game. It's edit number 3. That's Maven. So I just wanted to clear that up. Another thing I saw that was weird is they said edit number 2. They have no idea if that was Devon or Bubba. That's Devon. I confirmed that by looking in the game files. It's labeled as Devon. And that, I guess it's another thing to talk about. Every entrance has like a name label with it. I think I briefly mentioned this for some of them earlier, but like it said Devon for edit 2. Edit 4 does say Miss Jackie, so those are confirmed to be those entrances, which the Miss Jackie one's pretty obvious with the flip in she does. But going back to tag team entrances, not too much to talk about. Tag number 8, some of the online guides say the Legion of Doom, when that's not true at all. It's actually labeled in the game as Tag General. It's just a generic tag entrance, right? Then the trio entrances, not too much to say about those. There's only 3 of them. So here you go. Here's your stable entrances.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, making their way to the ring, William Regal and Eugene. The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Columbus, Ohio, at a combined weight of 485 pounds, Doug and Danny, the Basham Brothers. The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from the province of Quebec, at a combined weight of 480 pounds, La Resistance. The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, making their way to the ring, Tajiri and William Regal. The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing 243 pounds, Mohammed Hassan. And from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Daivari.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, and
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Edmond, Oklahoma, weighing 248 pounds, Charlie Haas. And from Dallas, Texas, the immovable object.
the following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, and is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Sean. And from Nashville, Tennessee, Jesse. And from Portland, Oregon, Sexy Girl. The following six-man tag team match is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Venice Beach, California, weighing 303 pounds, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And from Detroit, Michigan, Kevin. And from Miami, Florida, Scott. Six-man tag team match is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 230 pounds, Kurt Angle. And from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 263 pounds, Mark Jindrak.
Okay guys, so last section of this video is going to be the winning animations. Now, unfortunately in this game, it's pretty disappointing. But then again, I guess the previous SmackDown vs. Raw was really disappointing because there was like none, basically. But I'm talking about unique winning animations, and there's not that many in this game. I think it's like 8 or something, so kind of sucks, but I guess it's still kind of cool to see. And we probably saw some of these in my challenge mode video, but I figured I'd cover them here. And I thought about taking this a step further with, like, you know, like there's winning animations for like Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble, and the Fulfill Your Fantasy has different variations, like if you win by taking off their clothes, if you win with a pillow, if you win with a spank, if you just win normally. Those are all different. They trigger depending on how you win the match. But I probably showed all those in the last video, the entire video. And I figured it wouldn't be worth it to show like all those generic win animations. But I feel like all of us that have played this game have seen those hundreds of times, you know. But whereas the unique winning animations only trigger under certain circumstances, right? Depending on who you play as in a single match and all that stuff. So without further ado, final part of this video, I'm signing out here. This is your unique winning animations.
There's no question that that was a hard-fought pin game. I'm actually surprised.
Here's your winner.
JR. That match went a lot differently than I thought it would. Well, that just goes to show you, anything can happen in WWE.
It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control, and if you can take it, all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it?
Wow, that was a heck of a match. I wouldn't mind seeing it go a little bit longer.
Neither would I, Taz.
Here's your
But the referee
winner.
counted the pinfall, and that's that.
Thank you, Captain
Undertaker.
I hope we get to see these superstars go at it again real soon.
What a match! And I don't think that pinfall left any doubt in anyone's mind who the better
Here's your
superstar
winner.
was tonight.
Yeah, he was the better man
Kane.
tonight. But if I could give him a little piece of advice, I'd tell him not to get a little cocky.
That might be easier said than done, Taz. It's hard not to feel good about yourself after a win like that.
There's There's no question that was a hard-fought pin, King.
I'm actually surprised at the
Here's
outcome,
your
JR.
winner,
That match went a lot differently than I
Carlito.
thought it would.
Well, that just goes to show you, anything can happen in WWE.
Nothing beats Kane. I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
You talk about a restaurant quality beatdown, there's no question who won that one.
Not after
Here's
the
your
referee
winner,
counted the 3 count, JR.
Eugene.
That's about as decisive as you can get.
What an amazing match. I certainly would not be adverse to seeing a rematch.
You know, I don't know if everybody's going to be happy with the decision, but it's pretty clear who won that one.
Here's
It's hard
your
to argue the
winner.
referee's call.
The ref counted the pin, and that's that.
Yeah, no doubt, Cole. If anyone's got a problem with it, they better hope for a rematch.
It looks like there just wasn't enough left in the tank to kick out of the pin.
That's a tough loss for sure.
Here's your
But if
winner.
you don't have what it takes, then you don't have what it takes.
I don't know if it's a matter of not having what it takes, Taz. Sometimes it's just not your night. That was a decisive victory for him. The future's looking bright for that man right there. Here's your
No doubt about it, Cole. Whenever you can pin your opponent's shoulder to the mat for the 3 count, you send them a pretty strong message.
And not just to your opponent, but to the entire locker room as well.